नमः सर्वेभ्यः शुभ गुरुवासरः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। पठामि संस्कृतं नित्यं वदामि संस्कृतं सदा। ध्यायामि संस्कृतं सम्यक् वन्दे संस्कृतमातरम्। हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। नमः सर्वेभ्यः। कोविद स्तरे व्याकरण विषयाः अस्माभिः समाप्ताः। समासः, तद्दिदान्ताः, निजन्तप्रत्ययः, सन्नन्तप्रत्ययः, अलङ्काराः, छन्दः, णत्वनियमः, एते विषयाः समाप्ताः। प्रतिपाठे विद्यमानाः विषयाः के? सूक्तिः, सुभाषितं, रघुवंश श्लोकं, तस्य अन्वयः, काव्यकथा द्वयमस्ति, अनन्तरं संस्कृत साहित्य परिचयः, संस्कृत ग्रन्थकार परिचयः। अस्माकं वर्गे व्याकरणं समाप्तं चेत् छात्राः एव वर्गे अन्य पाठान् पाठयन्ति। तादृशम् एव प्रवेशातः अस्माभिः कृतः। तादृशः एव कोविद स्तरे अपि वयं करिष्यामः। किं करणीयम् इति चर्चाम् अहं करिष्यामः। सूक्ति विषये किं करणीयं? 10 सूक्तयः सन्ति। ये सूक्तिं पाठयन्ति पदविभागः, सूक्तेः सन्धिः कः, सन्धि अस्ति वा नास्ति वा, सन्धि अस्ति चेत् सन्धि नाम किम्, अन्वयः, सूक्तेः अन्वयः, अनन्तरं तात्पर्यं, सरल संस्कृतेन तात्पर्यं, व्याकरणांशाः, प्रतिपदार्थः। किमर्थम् आवश्यकं चेत् सूक्तिः अस्माभिः ज्ञातः आवश्यकः अस्ति चेत् प्रथमं पदविभागं करणीयम्, अनन्तरं सन्धिः पदविभागं कृत्वा अत्र सन्धिः अस्ति चेत् अस्माकं व्याकरणविषयम् अपि दृढं भवति। We become stronger in our व्याकरणं part. तात्पर्यं तु लेखनीयम् एव. We have to write the तात्पर्यम् anyways. कोविद स्तरे सूक्तिं दत्वा तात्पर्यं लिखतु इति भवति, अथवा सूक्तिं पूरयतु इति भवति, अथवा सूक्तिं उद्दिश्य प्रश्नः भवति. Based on sukti, you can have a question related to the sukti. I think in the other 3 levels, we didn't have those types of questions. Or sadhu, asadu, tadapi agantum shakyate atra. Vyakaranamshaha api avakshakah asti. We need to know the grammar also. From pariksha point of view, avashyakam va na. If they ask in the exam, सूक्तेः तात्पर्यं लिखतु, अर्थः लिखतु, अर्थं लिखतु इति प्रश्नः अस्ति चेत् अर्थः एव अलं, किन्तु पठनसमये अपि क्रमेण वयं पठिष्यामः चेत् अस्माकं ज्ञानं वर्धनं भवति, ज्ञानस्य वर्धनं भवति, our understanding, अवगमनम् अपि dridam bhavati. So it is important for us to go per the krama whenever we tackle a padyam. Akanksha kramena padyam katham patishyamah iti manasi stapayitva pataniyam. Suktihi. I will also show an example. I am running this through the class because there are a lot of new people who have joined in Kovida Stara. I think people who have traveled with us from Pravesha, Parichaya and Siksha will know the format that we follow in the class once the Vyakaranam part is over. It is very important. So whenever we Bhanubhagni is saying it's very important from knowledge point of view. Satyameva. From exam point of view, it is okay. Suktihi, suktim patitva, artah kah iti nyatva parikshayam madhye asmabihi lekaniyah. That is okay. Kintu, for our understanding, it is good to follow the krama and then do it. It will strengthen our understanding. We will also know where we lack and what are our strong points. So yes, we become more confident. It definitely, I think, when we do this krama patanam athava patanam, we become very strong and confident in the language. So one portion is pariksha, the main portion is the understanding. And also, unlike the previous 3 levels, if you can present in Sanskrit, even if you make a mistake, it's okay. Even if you mix Sanskrit here and there and then you speak, that is also okay. So Sanskritena vachanam api uttamam eva. You need to speak. Sambhashanam is very important. So that is for Sukti. For Subhashitani, Vimshati Subhashitani Santi, Atra Padavibhagaha Sandihi Samanyarthaha Kimasti. Vakya Visleshanam ityukte Atra Kriyapadam Kim Prathama Vibhaktehe Padani Kani Dutiya Vibhaktihi Tritiya Avyaya Padani Santiva Etadrisham Kartavyam. So Vakya Visleshanam, where you take each of the pada in the Subhashitam and then find out if it is a Kriya Padam or a Nama Padam. Kriya Padam asti che, you need to know which lakara it is. Lat lakara hava, lot lakara hava, dhatuhu. What is the dhatuhu for that Kriya Padam? And then, of course, Purushaha kaha and Vachanam kim iti nyatavyam. Anantaram Anvaya Rachana Pratipadartha. Just like we did for Bhagavad Gita in Siksha, where you start with the Kriya Padam and then associate it with the Kartru Padam. So Patati iti asti che kaha patati, balakaha patati, balakaha kam patati, patham patati, balakaha kada patham patati, balakaha pratakale patam patati. So you have to frame the questions for Anvaya Rachana and also write the Pratipadartha for the equivalent words. Balakaha, balaha, patam abhyasam, patati, adhyayanam karoti. So in a similar form, using simple Sanskrit, we don't have to complicate it at all. And again, from exam point of view, this is not expected. For Subhashitam, they don't expect you to do Akanksha Kramena. Anvaya Rachana is not expected. But then, I'll just tell you my personal experience. For Siksha also, for Subhashitani, I did. For Kovida also, I wrote in the paper. It takes a little more time, which means you have to be a little faster in writing. But it gives me the sense of satisfaction that I am able to tackle a Subhashitam, which is a Padyam, and do the Akanksha Kramena, whatever is there. Of course, if you're short of time or if you're more confident in this, right, in just doing the whatever is asked. Sometimes they say Pada Vibhagam Kritva Tatparyam Likatu. Sometimes they say Pada Vibhagam Kritva Anvayam Likhitva Tatparyam Likatu. So whatever is asked in the paper, you can write just that. That is more than enough from scoring point of view. But from understanding point of view, we need to, we generally follow this krama in our class. Samanameva Raghuvamsha Shlokanam Anvayah. Atra Samasaha api santi. So along with Pada Vibhagaha, Sandihi, Samanyartaha, Vakya Visleshanam, Anvayah, Tatparyam, Sarve Pustake Eva Dattaha. All of these are given in the textbook. So it is all there. For Subhashitam, it is not given. So we have to do it by ourselves. For Raghuvamsha Shlokam, it is given in the book. Pustake Dattam Asti, Drishtva Pathaniyam Tadeva. Along with that, Samasaha Nutana Vishayaha, Samasaha api Pathaniyam. Pataniyaha. Atra Samasaha ke. Ekeka shloke Samasaha ke. iti pataniya. Kavya Katha Dvayam asti Kumara Sambhavam Naishadiya Charitam. Usually the Kavya Katha, we split it into two parts so that it doesn't get too boring for one person to present, and listening in two different voices usually helps. So part 1 and part 2. So if you have signed up for part 1, reach out to the other partner and decide where one person stops and the next person continues. And the general format that we follow, ekeka vakyam patitva arthaha vaktavyaha. So you need to say the meaning. Sometimes, I stop and ask, what is the vyakaranam for this padam? What is the lakaraha for this padam? And whenever you get stuck in meaning, you can look at the Shabdakoshaha, which is available online. After writing the respective topic, we need to send to your email to include na bhagini na avashyakam. So I will have the PDF created. So you can walk through the PDF, and if you have a different pratipadartha, you can say what you have, and then it will also be part of. So for me, if I wait for somebody to send, then the dependency becomes too much, and it is too. So I usually prepare these slides way ahead of time so that it's not last minute. So I will have the slides prepared with from my notes, right? But if you have a different pratipadartha, so Anvaya Rachana is not going to change. Anvayaha will not change. Vyakaranamshaha will not change. Everything else will be the same. The only where there could be a bhedaha is the pratipadartha. You could be using a different word there. So you can say that in class. That is not an issue. So even in Kavya Katha, the general format will be read each line, artham uktva agre saramaha iti, kintu atra mukhya vyakarana vishayaha asti chet, I will ask, and then you can explain. So when you do the Kavya Katha, make sure that you understand each of the word. You also understand the vyakarana part of it. So one thing we will not do is during Vyakarana dissection, we will not do Samasa and Tadditantaha. These two we will not do. All the other Pratyayaha, Lakaraha, all that we will touch, because Samasaha is still new, and there are a few Samasas which we have not covered as part of Kovida. So it can get very confusing, because unlike, Shatru Pratyayaha, Shanach Pratyayaha, Kartari Karmani Prayogaha, Tavatu Pratyayaha, all that we all did it in completion. So it was easy to ask questions because you would know the answer. But there might be a Samasa which we have not done in class and you could get stuck. If you want to do the Samasaha for yourself, absolutely fine. But we will not do Samasaha, Tadidantaha for these in class. If there is a Sananta Pratyayaha, if there is a Nijanta Pratyayaha, all that you can, if I ask, you can mention. But let us not touch Samasaha, because we have not done Samasaha in full. So it can get confusing. Anantara, this is the vast topic that we have in Kovida, which takes a lot of time to remember. So my request would be, work with me for this. So in each of the class, we will go through the topics for Parichayaha, Natakam, Gadyam, Kandakavyam, Shabdakoshaha. So there are Patrika, there are a lot of topics. What I will do, I will summarize. Uma Chandrasekharan Bhagini is helping me type the content which is there in the book. I'm sort of organizing that into points, and I will give that in the PDF. And at the end of the PDF, I'll also have like 10 points that you can remember. And before the Abhyasaha class, Pratipate will have 2 parts, Bhagadvayam. So the first part will be Suktihi, Subhashitani, Kavya Katha. Sometimes if the number of Granthakara Parichayaha is more, then I might move the Samskrita Sahitya Parichayaha to part 1. So you have to look at the spreadsheet to know whether it is in part 1 or part 2. And then the second part will be Anvaya Rachana, and then the Granthakara Parichayaha. So we'll have 2 classes per Patham, and then the third class will be a Abhyasaha class. My humble request is for everybody, before the Abhyasaha class, you you prepare and come for the class. So use that as a mode forum to enhance your learning. And also when you hear many people talking, saying, it will improve your memory in terms of retaining the content which is there. So I found this part very difficult. There were a few of my friends, didn't even attempt. They just did a few of it and they were okay with it. But then I wanted this to be an opportunity to know more about Sahitya Parichaya and Granthakaraha. There is a lot of content. So it's not easy, especially because we have other topics also to remember. So my request is, do come for the Abhyasaha. And then Patasya Anantaram, we will have written oral exam, where I don't know what oral exam. So after the following Saturday, so you will have Pariksha, chapter-wise Pariksha. I will send you the paper for you to solve. And then I will send you the solution for you to look at it and correct. So this is all self-evaluation. Given the number of people we have in the Gana and the class, it is not a scalable model for us to review. You can self-evaluate where you have gone wrong and use that as a practice. So my request would be, attend the classes, and unlike the previous levels where only the person who is doing the presentation used to prepare and come, my suggestion would be all the chatras do prepare and come. So take the Sukti, you attempt and come. Take the Subhashitam, you do the Akanksha Kramena Anvayaha and come to the class. So because now we have reached a stage where we can do a lot of this by ourselves. So when one person can present, but my recommendation would be the entire class does and come before the class. That will be extremely beneficial. Trust me. So we'll have two parts, one Abhyasa and then one Pariksha for each of the chapter. Very similar to what we did for Siksha also. Sahitya Parichaya, we'll see, we will make it as crisp as possible in terms of summarizing the points. And then repeated Abhyasaha will help. Okay. I will show a sample PDF for Prathama Pataha. Before that, any questions? Prashnaha nasti va? Make everything simple. Don't complicate. Whatever little we know, we will try to do that. Prichatu Bhagini.
Namaste Bhagini. This Abhyasa class, we will discuss the question paper wise what you have sent, no? Like lesson wise?
No, Bhagini. So in Abhyasa class, whatever is there in that particular patha, we will revise. So, we will come to the class and I will say, can somebody say the Suktehe Arthaha in Sanskritam? So you can raise your hand and you can try saying the meaning in Sanskritam.
So the
what has been taught.
Yes. That first lesson means from the first lesson you will be asking.
Yes, that will be the Abhyasaha. The Abhyasaha will be done before the test. So it is like a prep work for your test.
That's really great.
And then similarly, for Natakam, say for example, if Sahitya Parichaya is Natakam, so I might say, okay, somebody start saying something about Natakam. So you can start the conversation. One person can hand raise and say, Natakam Dvividam Asti. Next person say another point. What are the two types? Drishya Kavyam, Shravya Kavyam. So when you come to the class, it will be good if you can study and come.
Right? So in short, we will be discussing the lesson which is taught.
Yes.
Yes, Bhagini.
Yes. So it will be like an oral Abhyasaha before your test.
Astu Bhagini. Dhanyawada Bhagini.
So as much as possible, have the content studied and come to the class. It will really help you. And I'm doing this only because the portions is very vast, and I want to see if we can do it as a group, the group study that we can do together. And we have time too, so we should be good. Okay. Any other question? Okay. Prachatu Bhagini.
Vyakarana also you revise.
Vyakaranam also we will revise, Bhagini. So what is there in that particular chapter? In that particular chapter, I might just say, so in the first chapter, it is just introduction to Samasaha. So I might just, so in that class, I will be only asking questions. And your motivation should be to participate as much as possible in the class, which means you have to prepare and come to the class.
So for every lesson, whatever Vyakaran is there, that
will also, yes. So when Bhagam 1 and Bhagaha 2, we will not touch Vyakaranam. In the Abhyasaha class, we will do the Vyakaranam also, just a little bit.
Dhanyavada.
Agami Mangalavasare Arambam Karishyamaha. Prathama Patasya Prathama Bhagaha. I wanted to say something else too and I missed. The question papers. I think somebody may ask question papers. So that we will do after we complete, maybe when we move along 7th or 8th lesson, we will start looking at the question papers. Prachatu Gayatri Bhagini.
Namaskara, Janni.
Namaste, Vadatu.
Do we have to write a few summarized lines for Kavi Parichayaha and Sahitya Parichayaha, or we need to make specific quotations, whatever is written, Grandhakara Parichayaha, Mata Pitarau Namaha, and Janmastalaha, and the Kavyas written by them. Is there any format, Janani, or we can write whatever or the highlights?
So that's a good question. So there are a few Granthakara Parichaya for which a lot of points are given, Bhagini, right? For those, the important points you can take and you can write. There are a few where only 5 or 6 are given. In that 5 or 6, you would see only Mata Pita, the place, and then maybe whom he learned from and what was his speciality. Totally only 5. So for those. And so when I read this for important people, right? Like for example, I think for Panini,
Kalidasaha, Vyasaha.
For important people like Panini, I think the Janmasthalam was given like where it is outside India, and then now it he was born there. Now it is out.
Yes.
Yeah. So all that important points I remembered. I think for a few you would just know. But to remember all their Janmasthalams, all the Mata Pita Nama is very difficult, Bhagini. It goes way beyond. They usually ask 5 to 6 lines. That's it. They say in 5 to 6 lines you describe. So just important points should more than be sufficient.
Any 5 lines which can highlight them.
Highlight them, correct. If you had to say 5 things about them, right?
Okay.
So what would that be? So the way so I did my joint study with a friend of mine called Soumya. So the way we tackled it, we read 10 lines, then we will remember 5 in the exam. So we said we will not. Yeah, we said we are not going to stick to like 5 or 7. So every day, she will tell one parichayaha, I will tell another parichayaha. She will listen. When she says I will listen, when I say she will listen. And then she will say one granthakaraha, I will say one granthakaraha. And then
after you made this announcement, Bhagini, I tried to make a tabular form of these Kavi and Kavyatris, and I tried to write them in a tabular form where Janmastalaha, Mata Pitaha, and the works of them. I'm not able to remember them properly. After 10, I start forgetting the first 10.
It's not easy at all. So the Sahitya Parichayaha is relatively easier, Bhagini. So because you have 10 main topics, but then the tricky part is this comes as part. It's not just these 5 lines. It is part of Sadhu Asadu. It is part of Match the Following. It is part of Eka Padena Uttaram Dadatu. It is part of write in 2 or 3 lines. So this whole topic can be in any form. So you have to be, I think Soumya and I, we left just one topic at the end of it. Like I said, I took 1 month off work just to read this. So we left, I think, one topic. We said we will do it at the end. We both said, okay, we are not doing more than this. And then but I was very happy. In July 22 paper, I think both of them were very rare topics. It was not something which was repeatedly asked in the previous question papers, but then we both did well because we spent a lot of time. Even now, I feel happy. Like, I know about Panini, I know about Patanjali, I know about Sri Harshaha. I might not remember everything, but at least I'm familiar with these people who have contributed so much for Sanskritam. So, yeah, exam is one part of it. The other part is just a joy of like knowing about them. And that is why the main reason for the Abhyasaha class is the Sahitya Parichayaha and Granthakaraha, because I know that there are many people in the group who struggle, with remembering things. So when you come to class, and then once it is there in the class, you can repeatedly even listen to it, right? Because it'll be there in a voice mode. So when you're cooking, doing some other karyam, you can listen to it, and when you listen to it, it helps a lot. So the main purpose of investment of time is that for Sahitya Parichayaha and Granthakaraha. Put together, I think I counted one of the papers. It was almost like 15 marks or something like that. Or if you count all the marks related to these two topics, it came to like 15 marks or something like that. And so you can try tabulating. So each of us have a different way of remembering things. So you can whatever works for you, but then prepare and come, do repeated study, prepare, listen to the recordings of the class. That will really, really help. So for me, listening to my friend Soumya helped a lot. And she used to say, she'll be like, okay, Solungo Vani, she'll be like, you say, and then I will just be like talking about the Granthakaraha. And she said when she sat in the exam, she could remember, what I told her and how I asked her to remember stuff. And she said it really helped. So let's use this satsang, this group, to handhold each other and take energy from each other to do this part. I think rest of Kavya Katha and all is very straightforward, Bhagini. You can even last minute we can cram. But this requires a lot of repeated preparation. So as much as possible, I will also think about what other creative ways we can do this on a repeated basis. I do want everybody to feel confident about these two topics and not feel like, get into an exam thinking that, oh my God, I will not be able to attempt all the questions because I have not prepared fully, right? Until now, most of us have gone to exams thinking, I have done my part well. I might not know something, but then I have done my part well and I will go and attempt. So I want everybody to have that feeling when you go for your Kovida Pariksha. So, okay, Bhavani Bhagini.
Hari Om Bhagini, Namaste Sarvebhyah. Adhyatana Varga introduction matrameva kalu.
Matrameva.
Agami Vargam appadam varum illaya.
Ama. Yes, from next Tuesday.
Astu. Introduction was
because a lot of people who have not been part of, you have been with us since Parichaya, no Bhagini?
Nutana Chatraha
Santi.
Santi. Astu Bhagini. Dhanyavadara.
Bhanu Bhagini Prichita.
Sanskrit, in our paper, grammar, how many marks it comprise? How much is given to that? Full grammar.
I don't know, Bhagini. I don't know the answer to that.
And can you just tell me how we do that sasandarbha? What are the things necessary? First, we have to say from which Kavya Katha, no?
Same as what we have done, Bhagini. We have been doing this, right? Like same as Siksha. Like when a sentence is given, this is from this Kavyam. This Kavyam has been written by such and such person. This person said to this person, or it was in this context. And then a few lines describing what happened before, why this was said, and then maybe one or two after what happened.
Okay.
Same format.
Yeah, we wrote that, but still I just want to write, is it necessary to write the previous ones also, the before what has happened?
If there is a context around it, right?
Okay.
Like say this line comes as the beginning of one kavya katha part, then you need to say why this was said, right? So,
Okay. Dhanyavada, Ben.
astu. Kshamyetam Bhagini. I think I clicked again by mistake. Vadatu?
Namaste, Bhagini. Just a small clarification. Next week, some of us are writing Gita Sopanam exam through Sanskrit Bharati, which is scheduled on Sunday, 29th of January. I would like to know whether is there any alternate option for next week 2 classes for those presenters till that time.
So what is the option you're asking, Bhagini?
I am not asking option. I'm just keeping you posted whether those presenters, in case if anybody is presenting on Tuesday or Thursday, just for that week alone, whether they are allowed to post later or as per schedule, we will proceed, Mata.
Next week we will proceed as per plan, Bhagini.
Astu.
Whoever has signed up next week will come and present. Yeah.
Astu Bhagini. Astu Bhagini. Dhanyavada.
Say Bhagini. For this Subhashitani and for the Subhashitani, after writing Pradipadarthaga and Anvaya Rachana Pradipadarthaga, then we can write the Tatparyam using our Pradipadarthaga, no?
Using the Pratipadartha. Yes, correct. Correct.
Not exactly from the book.
Not required, Bhagini. You don't have to write whatever is there in the book. Not required at all. It is just given in Sanskritam for us to understand in Sanskritam. But unlike the previous, I don't remember in Siksha, because I think I've always attempted writing in Sanskrit. However broken it has always been, even in Pravesha. So this you have to write only in Sanskrit. So.
And one more thing, for Anvaya Rachana and all, in the book, they have mentioned 2 or 3 samasaga, Tatpurushaga, everything they have mentioned. That we can mention in the class, no? When we present.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's all given. For Anvayaha, the content is already available, Bhagini, from
everything is available in the
book. Only for Subhashitani, you have to attempt and do it on your own.
Okay. For that, samasa is not required.
So for Subhashitam, samasam is not required, Bhagini. Not required. I will just go through quickly. Should I do from Siksha or Kovida itself? So this is for the Prathama Pataha. So Sukti, Padavibhagaha, Sandhi, Anvayaha, Tatparyam, Vyakaranamshaha. What is the Antaha, what is the Lingam, and what is the, if it is a Lakaraha, what Lakaraha, Dhatu. Subhashitam, like I mentioned, Padavibhagaha, Sandhi, Sandhinama, Vakya Visleshanam. If you can say the Tatparyam, that is also good. I think I did attempt doing the Tatparyam because, I'm sorry, Samanyarthaha. Anvaya Rachana, and then Anvayaha. Anvayaha Pustake Dattaha iti aham manye. I don't remember. It might already be given in the book. Tatparyamapi dattamasti. So that is also already given in the book. Vyakaranamshaha we can attempt. That will be very good for us to attempt the Vyakaranamshaha. Subhashitam. Anantaram Kavyakatha. So Kavyakatha pustake kim dattam asti, that we will have in the class. You can just read and explain the content. So Kavyakatha. Dvitiya bhagaha. Dvitiya bhage. So Dvitiya bhage Anvaya Rachana. Tadapi pustake dattam asti. So everything is given in the book. Sandhihi dattam va, I don't remember. I don't think Vakya Visleshanam dattam va, I don't remember. Can somebody check and tell? But I know the Anvaya Rachana is given. Tatparyamapi dattam asti. Vyakaranamshaha dattaha. Samasaha api dattaha. Those are given. I don't remember. Sandhi not given. So you can attempt to do the Sandhi. So whatever we learned before, you can try that. That is for Anvaya. For the Samskrita Parichayaha, so we will have some salient, whatever is there in the book we will have, and at the end we will see if we can summarize, like for the Parichayaha, I think 10 points would do. A total of 10 points. For Granthakaraha, total of like maybe 8. That would help. So we will try that and see. Hopefully it will help people to remember. Prashna Hastiva, Shanti Bhagni Prashna Hastiva.
Actually, when I was just going through the papers, old papers, I realized that from the Kavyakatha, they've been asking questions at a very random point, like something which we would not have thought to be in that one.
I agree,
So
Bhagni.
do we have to prepare for those, like the person who is presenting the Kavyakatha, should that person prepare those extra questions also? Will it help? Or just pass the questions to you and it can be given to them in the class as a PDF or something like that. I just want to know whether that will help. Because at least, very random arrows we can try to make.
Okay.
So,
okay. So, yes and no, Bhagni. So Kavyakatha is more of a katha, right? So I think when we started with Parichaya, we were very new to Sanskritam at that time. So just remembering the whole content in Sanskritam or the context was a little challenging, which is why I think in Parichaya, I had prepared the PDF with all the possible questions, right? If somebody wants to do it, absolutely fine. I'm not going to stop. But if you remember it from story point of view, I think that should do. As far as like one-offs here and there, it'll always be there, Bhagini. I don't know whether it is worth investing the time in Kavyakatha at this level. I can understand in Parichaya when we just started, we were doing that because even just reading Sanskritam fluently was tough at that time, right? We were just starting, and to read the katha itself was challenging, understanding the words. Now, when you read the katha, we should be able to understand like 80% of it without looking at the dictionary, without looking at Shabdakosha. So, but if you want to take that up and put the questions together and share, I mean, I'm sure people will benefit out of it. No, I'm not going to say no. Any work, every effort is worth it. You just make a call whether that effort is worth it for one random question here and there, right? That is a call that you have to make.
Okay, धन्यवादः.
Astu. Okay. Anything else? Anybody has? So each presenter will be the teacher that day when you come and present. So the questions will be directed to you. You will be the person answering the questions. And I would like everybody to participate. You can just start with something very simple, which is Sukti. You can start with something very simple if you have not presented before. We are all here to learn together. Please don't worry about people judging or you not being able to talk fluently or getting nervous when you're presenting. All of us go through that emotion, but use this as an opportunity to break that mental block if you have, and use this as an opportunity to prepare. Like I say, in every level that I do, I learn more when I actually teach than when I actually did in that level, because I have to prepare more. I have to think about what if somebody asks me this question. If I'm studying, I can just skip, because I know nobody is going to question me in the exam paper as to what is this Vyakaranam here. Is this also a Samasaha? Is this a Samasaha or Tadidantaha? I'm not answerable to anybody. But when I'm teaching, I have to make sure that I'm covered from in all sides. So yeah, I think so. I agree with Sri Priya Bhagini. I think from Kavya Katha point of view, even here, I think there's a lot of information. So yeah, the Abhyasa class will really help is what I feel. And then attempt the paper. Do your preparation, attempt the paper as though you will be writing an exam. Close the book, attempt, look at the solution, grade, and see where you are. And this is all for you, not for anybody else. Yes, Bhagini, all the PDFs are available in the Google Drive. So you can take it from there. Once the class is over, I usually upload it on Google Drive. I also had another document that I had prepared. Let me see if I should still have it. For Granthakaraha, I think. I didn't have time to complete. I'll see if I can complete typing this for you to make use of it. So this was one. I think this was Mama screen drishyate va? Are you able to see my Word doc? Astu. So this was all the Granthakara Parichaya. So all the names and their Aparan Nama, or I think their works that I had typed. I think I had one more with this actually Soumya had put together. My friend Soumya had put together. Letter writing and general essay, yeah, that we will do at the end, Bhagini. Patra Lekhanam, what is given in the book back is more than enough. Formal and informal letter. Whatever is given, you start reading it now. Every day, every week, you read two Patra Lekhanam, which is given in the book. That is more than enough. We will do. I want to do this as a group and make sure that everybody benefits out of it. So right now, I think for part 1 and 2, we are good. I think we have the names, but I want to see more people signing up. I'm seeing the same names repeatedly again and again. I don't want to force people, give names by myself, but if it comes to that, I am just going to pick names and then say, you have to come and present. That will, I think, hopefully it will encourage you in a positive way to come and present. Astu, Anya kimapi prashnah asti va? If not, we can end the class today. Agami Mangalavasare milamah. Prathama patasya prathama bhagah. अस्तु ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ तत्सत् पुनर्मिलामः